Yes! And just like that, we back to it. Ooh-wee. Oh my God. Welcome to JohnG TV. Oh, and on this episode of JohnG TV, we're going to be diving right into it. The BITRAZER. By who? Roland? Yes, Roland. The BITRAZER by Roland. Now, if you're new to the channel, and this is your first time stumbling upon us, and you're like, what is this? Who is this guy? I must preface you with this world famous, yes, the world famous tag. This is not for your cell phones. This is not for your laptops or your tablets. You're going to have to put your headphones on, your hi-fi dad. Because this here is like that. Listen here, man. When I turn, look, this filter, yes. Let me slide this over because I don't think y'all hear me. You hear me? This filter, ridiculous. Now, right now, I got the, I believe the high pass is on. And when you cut that high pass on with the resonance up and then cut it down on the low end, let's listen. This filter is look how hard it's hitting. Yo, the high pass on here, this is nice. Cut the resonance all the way up. Now I got the BITRAZER basically cut off and the sample rate cut off, so you're hearing a clean signal. Look, the mid-range frequency on the high-pass filter, man. Whew. Oh my God. Yo, it kind of, I'm gonna tell you what this filter reminds me of. It kind of puts me in the mind, but not quite, but similar to the Voca sample filter and the Korg mono, what is it called? The monotron? What is that thing called? The mono, whatever it's called. That filter, it kind of reminds me of that, but this has a, I don't know what word to put to it, but they're not the same, but it reminds me of that. That mid-range though. Watch me cut that torcido. Oh my God. Torcido, boy. Yeah, I'm feeling that high pass on that mid to low frequency. Woo. All right, let's go back to the low pass. See, the low pass don't hit as hard. It's more buttery and smoother. It don't have that harshness to it. Hear the feed, but the resonance though. The resonance is crazy on the low pass. Look at that. That's halfway. So you know it's gonna get ridiculous. I'm sorry about y'all with y'all headphones on. Please forgive me. Woo-wee! Do not attempt to touch your dial. Hey, I know you hear that on your ears. Woo. Yo, the resonance on the low pass filter, you hear it. So what I like to do is I like to dial it back so I don't get that resonance. And then when you do that, you just get, I put it right to that point. I like that ring mod. I like when it's got that ring mod to it. I like got that metal sound to it. That sounds dope. I don't want to hear this though. I don't want to hear that. That's too much. So dial it away. Now you go. I like that. This is just a filter on the bit. We ain't even got no crusher yet. We just did it with the filter. So look, these 3 buttons plus your high pass, that alone. And so you know what the filters do. Come on now, people. It's a filter. And a mighty good one at that. Okay, so now let's go to some bit. First, the static come in with the noise. is off. Analog heat is off. The torpedo is off. This is just the heat. I mean the Digitac coming through the BITRAZER by itself. No help from nobody. So the first thing it does is add some noise. First thing I hear is a little noise. Then you can hear more of the sound getting crunched. Then next is like parts of the beat start to lose, like some steps. I guess that's the formula to this. Is like it's like the arithmetic is not allowing certain notes to come through. So the farther you go left, or the farther you turn it on, or cut it up, before you even get all the way done with it, it's already. So I'd imagine maybe with a synth or drone sound, this range right here would be audible. And depending on the frequency you have it at, because I know I've had other times where I would still hear stuff at this point right here, but it kind of just, look at that, see? It just depends on, you can play the resonance, I mean play the filter. Yeah, I know for a fact that I had a drone or a synth sound that this range, this is a pretty big range where it's like nothing. The last little trigger is, I mean, I guess that's the last sound you hear is this whatever mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th slash from the left is the last time you hear a sound on this particular drum loop I have coming through here. But again, the different sounds you have coming through here and the way you have it set up will affect whether or not this last part is engaged, if you will. So this just simply crushes the beat. Now the sample rate, it's kind of similar, but I don't know how they manipulated the word sample rate and bit crush, but it kind of seems like they're doing this. They're similar, but it's like two of the same different things doing it differently. Because this sound right here I can't get by bit crushing it. So if y'all that know and can explain this further, I'm having a hard time drawing the words to explain what I'm hearing, but as to what this is doing to the sound. But I mean, obviously it's the sample rate, it's a lower sample rate, whatever rate this is the 96, and you go back, I don't know at what point, maybe this is 8-bit sample rate, or this is, would this be considered the 8-bit, the bit part here? And this is considered what? I don't know, the sample rate. So this would be like 16, like the old drum machines, you know, that was 16. I think they were still called bits though. It wasn't a sample rate, was it? No, sample rate is your 96, your 44, 32, all of that. So I don't know at what point these equal what. But I'd imagine this is the highest, obviously the clean signal, and these are less. I apologize for not being able to articulate that better, but I'm having a hard time again just finding the words for how to explain what this is. I kind of feel like they're the same thing done differently, but you can hear what it's doing. Let's add that heat back. Now this clean boost, you ain't gonna hear much difference, but you will hear a little bit. I mean, that's really hardly any change. Hardly any at all. Look, that Demore, that's not, the Torcido is off. The Demore by itself. Okay, there we go. Prime example, see? Depends on what's coming through there. Now, see, before it wasn't getting nothing. When I had it off, you don't hear nothing coming through because it's not receiving enough umph from the Digitac by itself to make it register. But when I cut this on, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. See now, so you can bit it all the way to the end. That's nasty. On top of that, still mess with the sample rate. Sample rate all the way up. Bit crush all the way up. That high pass, the low end on the high pass, woo. Oh my God. I got the Torcido on? Yes, this is the BITRAZER by Roland. Yeah, I'm really feeling this BITRAZER. Another thing I want to talk about real quick, I think I said it before, but I want to reiterate that the chain is, where you play stuff at. This is something you want to play around with, There is no, to me, there is no way that it has to go. You may find the way that you like, to go or whatever, but play around with where you put these pedals at in the chain, or any pedals that you have. Play with the chain, because that will affect what you can do from that point forward. At this point, I could almost see myself buying 2 scoopers to have it at the end, to catch it in the beginning and then to be able to catch it again at the end. Chances are I probably won't get one unless I catch it super cheap, and or something like that. But I'll probably just get something else that kind of does the same thing but different, and put it at the end, because I would like to be able to, I like having it where it is now, because I can use this matrix on the scoop. Before, I had it at the end and I could only scoop the matrix, and which made it one-dimensional. But now that I have it here, I can scoop it, and then I can kind of I can play around with it and play around with this. So I kind of like having it where it is now in the chain in the beginning, because I have a much bigger matrix to play with that particular scoop or that loop. So for me, this setup right here made the most sense. At first, I had the Torcido first, right after the analog heat. It just felt like it was too much. Like those two to back in the beginning of the chain just didn't work out. Now I have it where the analog heat is last, which is kind of where I thought it was going to go in my head. I saw this being, like I said before, the analog heat is the explanation point at the end of the sentence. So I kind of felt like this should be at the end of the audio chain. However, it could go wherever, in the beginning or the middle or the end. Right now I have it set where the Torcido is next to last, because these two are just so powerful in what they do to the sound. But this dry wet level, and when I go over the Torcido, we'll talk about that. But the dry wet level on everything, that dry wet level is very important for me to really dial in that right tone. At first, I used to always just want it wet. Like, why do I ever want it dry? But if I want it wet, ladies. But if I want it wet. So I just rather it go that way. But I understand now the purpose of the dryness, because then you can dial in exactly what you need. So for those that understand sound sculpting, you already got it. I'm preaching to the choir, talking to you. But to the rest of y'all, I'm telling you, the dry wet level and all of these tools are needed and essential to really crafting in the sound you're looking for. So whether it's in production or it's post-production, I just like, I'm just talking in general, the dry wet level. I really like that dry wet level, because again, like I said, it just gives me the opportunity to dial in what I'm looking for. So which is very important for this Torcido, because it has so much power in it that if it was just all the way wet, it would damn near be unusable at times, because it just is kicking out so much power. But being able to dial it back and just give just the amount of dash I need, I'm trying to watch my salt intake. I don't want all this salt. I'm trying to, do Mrs. Dash. I need a dash. So the Torcido give me a dash. Same with the analog heat. You can add just a little bit of heat. I mean, so little that you would not even consider it heat. Or you can turn it up. You can turn it up. And then you be like, oh, okay, yeah, I feel it. Yep, there go the heat. So I love the heat. It took me a while to get there. The price point is a whole lot to take in for me. However, it is a powerful tool. So this concludes the BITRAZER overview. Dare I say full review? Overview. Like all the other pedals, if I haven't said it already, like all the other pedals, this has a software side. So again, this will be a great tool for someone that is looking to possibly go modular in the future, but you're not there yet, this is a great tool to buy, great piece of gear to buy, because you can start having fun with it today, right now, and then when you're ready, you can basically kill the power and use the Eurorack power and plug it right into your Eurorack system. So it's set to go for modular for those that want to go down that road. It has a software side that gives you immediately, it gives you a modular setup so you can build your own rig. So for all you smarty arts, for all of you geeks, for those programmers who are into that stuff, another reason why I would say, hey, go out and cop this secondhand 150, no more than 180, 190, run and get it today. I think it is worth its weight in gold. Not to mention they look so sexy with that black and that silver when you first take it out. Beautiful unboxing when you unbox it too. But yeah, so that concludes my BITRAZER. And next, last but not least, we will conclude with the Torcido. I am John G. This is JohnG TV, concluding the overview of the BITRAZER. Fade to black.